I want you to be like, I'm fine, even from in here, because she's smaller, it doesn't look as big. But you have to physically go, boom, at me. Yeah, she gets it. She kind of goes from just like running across the ground to all of a sudden a tiger that's spotted its prey and goes, woo, and then goes to lie. It's a lifting of the chest and a lengthening of the outline. So she sits and she lifts. And when you do that, the stride length goes from an arguable 6 feet to 6'2". You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be a big thing, but there is a bit of a body position change as you close your legs and the horse goes, yeah. Okay? Whereas the regular canter, she's just kind of on her feet. So let's do that again. And I want you to do that circle exactly the way you did. Your transition was great. Okay? So do cross circle first, two more left. Steady shot, no tension. And then I want to see you kind of like almost a hee-haw for a second at feet. I want you to have a good time. You know what I mean? Well, now we're like, so we're good. So if you're that 10-year-old kid going in the field, in the grass field, and all of a sudden you go galloping down the laneway, that's your feeling that you had into your legs and hands. Okay. I want you to have fun with it. Okay? Good. That's fine. Relax the car a little bit in. Here, she's kind of just running out from under you slightly. So this is where we change our feel. So it's a little bit of a touch on the rein, so it's a half up, and then an overall body softening. And then a touch, and then a soft, and then a touch, yes, and then a soft. And so your reins get lighter. Your body still says you're not running off. Right? Yeah, go grab your teeth. But you have to say whoa without pulling. Because when you pull, you give her tension in her neck to brace against. And then it works against you in the other movement. Your hands a little bit lower. Stay close, you stay soft. Good. Upper arm is soft. Upper arm is soft. She's just giving you your food back. Sorry, I should have. Okay. Go. Yeah. There we go. Now we're starting to make a change. Go. Walk. Good for you. There you go. Okay, the tricky part of the first level is that you have to have a difference. Otherwise, it's just a circle in a long time. Okay. So to stay in trot, you need more lengthen across. You have a 3/4 diagonal. Yep. So let's go from what an M to B. Or if you're coming from here, let's go from K to R. Okay. And you're going to do a lengthen trot. It's the same thing. You're going to pose for it. You're going to stay on the straight line, square yourself to B, and allow yourself to pose a little more in front of the front of your saddle. Yeah, steady. Steady. Stay straight, stay straight, stay straight. Good, now bring her back. Good. You ready to video? Good. Down. Good. And down and forward. Down and forward. Good. And make it to the other end. So because her trot, yes! Aha! So because her trot is stronger than her canter, you can love her to come back on the second half of your life to do. Okay, you know what I mean? Good. Ready, go. Ready to bring her back with that right rein and arm. Good. Ready, sit. Move. Yes. Better. There you go. So when the horse is stronger, you can do the transitions on both sides. When the horse is gaining strength, I really only care about going forward. Good. Yes. Okay. That's better. Good. I don't think you need to be a little bit very because you have it. It's in there. You can do it. I think it's just, I know it's going to answer attention and it's easy to kind of tip too far. Right. Which is why I think it's also a good strategy for when it's just the regular working pieces that you kind of bring her down to a really manageable level. Okay. So that you can open her up and show her off a little bit more, like closer to who she is, on the lengthened pieces, because then you don't have to push farther and out of control. You know what I mean? Yes. Yeah. And then also, as she continues to build strength, because like I said, I think she's getting softer in her neck and these good things are happening. As you kind of let her stay a little bit more neutral in the regular, like in the working trot, working canter, it will be easier for her to soften and round up a little bit more, which is also a criticism now at first level. Yes. You're going to get more marked intensity from being above the bit than you do with training, but I think it's worthwhile regardless for you to try to stay in this first level stuff, because I think from a training perspective, from her perspective, I think it's more interesting for her. Yeah. But I think she's doing a good job. She can handle the 15 minute circles and stuff. Yeah. And you can just like you can push her just a little bit to the length, and I don't think it's overtaxing her. No. So I think I would stay even though the roundness is coming, but give yourself the advantage of bringing the regular pieces down so that she can keep the legs underneath her, she can soften her body, you get a little bit more round to top when it feels controlled to you. So you can also relax, and then you can have some fun. Right? So I think as you started to open up there, it was really good. And then when it comes to the legs, it's really too. So I think from an overall, like a training perspective, I think that's the first strategy. And then as you get good at it, and as you both gain confidence with it, then we can add more fuel in the tank, right? But, you know, even at her more relaxed trot and canter, she's still a go-y little pony. She's not slow, right? She's not pokey. She is not really, you know, you're almost risking the break in the canter in some ways, but if you are very clear on the rhythm of your feet, then it's going to canter, keep on. If you start to doubt yourself, that's when it's wrong. Okay? So when you're saying, okay, stay with me, balance with me, your brain does not deviate too far. Okay, so we're gonna pick up trot again. We're gonna get a little bit suppleness. We're gonna get a good steady trot, and then we're gonna go from our quarter lines and do a little bit of the leg heel, and then we'll go from center. Okay. Hands down and soft in your upper arm. Yes, soft. Remember the follow of the heel. Yeah. Good. If you are losing balance, post for a couple steps and then come back to sitting. If you feel the tension coming, post and then go back to sitting. There's nothing wrong with alternating between them. Even halfway through the leg, whatever you feel you need. That's the fun thing about learning about it, you kind of have a choice, right? Yeah. So when she feels soft and supple, you can sit. If she's running, I would be sitting because then she kind of gets your hands against her a little bit. There you go. Super. Good. Soft in the ring. Yeah. Your chest says slow down. Your hands don't pull back. There you go. Okay. One more circle, and then we're going to go down your quarter line, and you're going to leg heel to the wall. Just in a nice, smooth line. Then we'll increase the depth. Good. Your hands down a little bit. Not too high. Yeah. You have a great instinct to go up, but because she's so short in front, you get too high and you leverage her up. So. That's it. Take your time. Super. Take your time. Good. You sit just a little bit straighter. You've just collapsed on the left a little bit. Okay? That was good though. You've been working on your leg heels. Yeah. Good. Take your time. Take your time. The worst mistake we can make in the leg heel is rush. I would rather you not make it than Hail Mary push. You know?
Yeah.
Good. Circle here. Sorry, no warning. No warning. You gotta stay on your toes because I don't pay attention to what I've said or what I haven't. I forget you're not in my brain with me. Quarter line? Not diagonal. Don't listen to me. Good, now glide. Glide. Steady, 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 steady. That was better. One little hiccup where she kind of jumped right and then you got it, yeah? Good, diagonal. Steady. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Also, don't school every diagonal as a leg thing, otherwise she's going to be right up underneath you. Good, one circle. Good, and then you're going to do your quarter line. Super. Good, softer in your right hand. Just against your hand a bit. Yeah, supple in the ring. Breathing in the ring. There you go. Little flexion to the right. Easy, 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 easy. You overachiever, you. Easy. Super, super, easy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not too fast. Not too fast. See, she gets a little overbent and then she gets stuck. Yeah. You did a really great job on the first half and then she kind of got a little crooked under you, yeah? Okay, again, one more time. Good, soft in the ring. Trust your feel. Breathe down her neck. Yeah, soft. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, we already, it's fine, don't stress. Good. There you go. There you go. Steady in the trot. Post for a second. There. Let your upper arm soften. You're going to turn her with your body. A little supple on the right leg. A little supple. Take your time with it. Everybody else, I'm trying to speed up on the turn. That's what we do now. Good. Yes. Easy. 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 Good. Good. Get in there. That was more consistent. Good. Let her walk for 2 seconds. Good. Go pull. Yeah. She's like, oh my God. But that was better because from behind, she's stepping in front of you behind her. So when you get outside and you're a little bit more distant, I bet you can keep that angle moving.
For the short
From a judge's perspective, if you're at L or 2 meters before L, it's hard that far down for me to see the difference. Your best strategy for her to give her time is to hit center line, do 2 or 3 steps so you can be like, hey, look, I'm on center line. And then start just a hair early, going to the wall. If you can give yourself an extra 2 meters, it's not going to make a massive difference from my perspective as a judge, versus you going too far past L, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I gotta get to the wall.
Right.
Right? Because she is getting better, and she's getting more gymnastic, but she's not quite flexible yet. So she can't quite hang up there. You're better off moving it there and keep straight over. Right over. So if you start going just before L, you get a little extra distance for your test. And that will work in your favor because your leg yields are getting straighter and stronger all the time. So don't compromise the straightness that you've had, right? Because if you can just consistently just glide all the way over, it's a great mark, right? And because she's nice and forward, it's good because she doesn't tend to really lose her momentum on the leg yield as long as she doesn't get corkscrewed. Right? If you have to suddenly go push, you lose it. So, and if I was to give you a strategy note, that we have, it is hard. I think she's getting straight. Clearly work with like you look. Right? So you just have to, you know, as always, we just have to kind of calm the rhythm and stuff a little bit. Because you get a little high in your hand and a little tight in your upper back, and then your hands bounce, and then she goes. And then the moment you take a breath and go like this, she just, it's great. And that's the difference between a 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
In terms of just your overall, your gait score, your rider score, all that stuff is just. So I think we have to notch her down just a hair.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Because again, and it's hard because again, she's a going pony. Like I love the engine of sports, right? But it is a lot to manage because it happens quickly. When you're like, oh, and you have to do like 4 things in a row, right? Do you want to do a halt or 2, and then we'll end it, or do you want to end it there? Okay. We got 5 minutes, so.
From trot?
Yeah, from trot. So we'll just have center line halt and X the same way. So try to be a little bit more steady when you turn. You can just circle before you cut off, no rush.
Yeah. She got me done.
I don't blame her.
And I'm messing around with my hair.
I learned it all. It's like, oh, well, this could be bad. Yeah. We'll just do it 2 or 3 times and call it a day, okay?
Okay.
So nice and straight, calm, steady. Calm, steady. That's nice. Good. No. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go off. You can just turn in front of me. Again. So we just have to tap. It's just a little wiggle, right?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Go.
Yeah, just before she halts, there's always a tiny wiggle. So I want you to just focus on keeping your hands broad, your shoulders square, and both legs equal. Steady. Steady. Right in the middle. Yep. Not better. There, you got 2 legs. Just slightly like this, but you got 2 legs. Okay, one more. Good girl. Good girl. Good. So just bring that top down on center line, on notch. Calm, cool, collected. Breathe. Good. Breathe again. straight and smooth, yeah?
Yeah.
Good girl.
Yeah, how many steps a walk is the last first?
I have to check the wording and see if it actually says through walk or not. It is through walk and through walk. But I know that's the case of training.
Yes, and I knew it was for training.
Because again, they made a couple little adjustments like that because people were complaining it's too hard because they'd be like, oh, you have one walk then. For you, like from a training perspective, I want you to do it like that. Because that is nice and smooth. And that matters more than stopping on a dime like what? Okay? So technically it's not through the walk.
Okay, okay, so as few as possible, but
As
not
few as
giving up.
possible. If you take 2 walk steps and you're like, that's great at first level. Because again, it's about maintaining balance and having force over the back and into connection.
Yeah,
So I don't think you're going to get a judge that's going to knock you for that.
okay,
If you're pointedly walking for like 4 or 5 steps, then they might comment. But again, it all comes down to overall